Round 2.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, Steven Johnson, and I'll tell you, I hope you enjoyed that first segment because we love talking about things like that. It's great. It's a great thing, and the Chavez fight, that was great. But now let's talk a little bit. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about heavyweights, Klitschko and Joshua. I'm telling you, Steve, we haven't seen heavyweights throw down like that in an awful long time. I mean, since I was a kid and watching the Foremans and the Lyles and the Ron Lyles and the Muhammad Ali's and the Shavers and you know, and it's just been absent. Now the heavyweights have come into where I'm a big guy, I'm a heavyweight, I need millions of dollars to fight. You know, they don't care about training, they just want the $1 million because they're big. Not the case here. Not the case here. And if it leads up to the heavyweight division now, we're going to see some pretty good fights here in the future. But anyway, let's talk about the fight again. Klitschko Joshua.
Just backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Remember, the fight was held. We probably should have done this in the first segment, but it was more important to us to talk about Canelo and Chavez Jr. But this fight was April the 29th over in England at the Wembley Stadium. Post-war era record crowd of 90,000 plus in attendance. Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. I think one of the most impressive things to me, Aurelio, was that this fight between two heavyweights that everyone wanted to see, like you said, it was one of the best fights we've seen in a long time, but it filled the bill all the way around. These are two guys, when they took off their robes, I don't care who you are, you had to say, whew, those are some big boys, and they're in shape.
In shape.
And this is what we want our heavyweights to be. We don't want any more, we love him, but Chris Areolas, we don't want any more of that.
You know, the Teletubbies, man.
We need the guys that are in shape and come in. But you know, like you said, this fight it filled the bill. I mean, you had two guys. Like you said, it's funny that you reminiscent of the old days. Most of you guys are too young. You guys and you ladies are too young to remember. But remember when we had Iron Mike Weaver. You know, and like you said, you know, the Acorn, Ernie Shavers, Ron Lyle, Mike Tyson. You know, we had
all of them, Patterson.
Foreman. But I'm talking about really big guys.
Oh, big boys, yeah,
you know, Ken Norman. When they got in the ring, you're like, whew, that's a big man, and they were in shape. These were two guys that are both in shape. I'm gonna let you take it for a minute because when I say what you're probably gonna be ready to get on.
Well, I just want to say, you know, I was watching the fight. Because just like a fan, that was the fight for me to watch. And fans watch the fight with blinders on. They watch the fight according to who they want to win. Okay, and that's good. That's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad. That's a good thing. If you want certain person to win, you watch the fight and you watch everything good that your fan guys does. That's why a lot of people call robbery and close fights, and they call this.
Their guy
it's supposed to happen. The fans are supposed to do this, not commentators. Not announcers, but the fans, because that's why we are fans. And I got to watch it as a fan, and I'm telling you, I was pulling for Klitschko. Okay, I knew he was 41 years old. I knew all that, but I really wanted him to go down in history. You know, winning the titles, and because he deserved it. In my eyes, as a fan, he deserved it. But he was in against one tough upcoming guy, and I figured, you know, Klitschko was in shape. Joshua hadn't gone the distance in all of his fights. He was knocking everybody out. So I gave Klitschko a chance, and I was pulling for him. And when he got knocked down early in the round, I cringed. I said, it's over. Then he came back, and when he knocked out Joshua, I said he's going to do it. He's going to do it. But you know what it is in boxing. You make that mistake, and especially with the big boys, it takes one punch to get caught. And he got caught with that uppercut. And that was all she wrote. I mean,
well, it was the 5th round that Klitschko dropped Joshua.
Yeah.
And when Klitschko went down, man, I mean, I was watching some fellas, and we were all like, "Whoa, this is over." You know, we thought it was over. And Klitschko gave it everything he had trying to get him.
He did.
He gave it everything he had trying to get him.
He did.
And to his credit, you know, the young boy Anthony Joshua was able to gather his feet, come back in the very next round, the 6th round. He drops Klitschko, and that reminded us of the Lyle and Foreman fight. We thought this is going to be some knockdown, drag out.
It was.
Yeah, man. We said this is going to be a good one. But once again, credit to the young boy, and to his corner. If you like you said, we're watching it as fans, but fans of boxing.
Yep, yep.
And you listen to his corner, you could tell them, you could see they were barking in his ear. This is your time. Do you want it? Do you want it? It's right here. Do you want it?
Don't quit.
And you can see, listen to him, and he got that second win. And boy, it finally took him to the 11th round. But let me say this, and I'll let you take it from here. I want to take nothing at all from Klitschko. I'm not going as far as to say that he, like I've heard some people say that, you know, he gained more respect in this loss than he did in the win. That's bunk. Vladimir Klitschko is in the Hall of Fame. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to be a first Hall of Famer. So there's no moral victories for him. Either you win or you lose. And he lost, like you said, 41 years old to a guy who's 26, 27 years old. I can't remember now how old Anthony Joshua is, but he's a young guy, you know. But as much heart as Klitschko showed, you know, is the same heart that Joshua showed. Because when Joshua went down in round 5, he could have stayed down.
He was hurt, man.
He was hurt.
He was clearly hurt.
He could have stayed down. And when Klitschko went down in the 6th, he could have stayed down.
Absolutely.
Because we thought he was done. We came back and see he was done. But bottom line, you can hear from us two, great fight. Great fight. And guess what? It wasn't pay-per-view. And once again, I gave it to you. I said, this fight is not pay-per-view. You don't have to pay to see it.
You know, I'll tell you what, in analyzing, and I'm analyzing Klitschko because that's who I was focused on. I really didn't want him to win, so I'm analyzing on Klitschko.
Okay, then I'll take Joshua.
I think Klitschko just needed to let his hands go, and I think in the back of his mind he knew he didn't want to tire. Okay, 'cause Klitschko is so much better at throwing jabs like they're going out of style to keep his distance and stuff, and he didn't do that.
It's true.
And I think for some reason he was trying to not get tired because he knew this was probably going to go
longer than he used to.
Yeah, longer. So, and then he probably figured he'd have the advantage because Joshua's never been in deep waters. So I think he was really hesitant to leave his hands go because I thought when it was first starting that if he was just more active with that jab, that he would have been better, and it just didn't happen. But nevertheless, that was my take on Klitschko.
No, you're probably right because I remember we were hollering at the TV, throw that jab. That's what Emmanuel Stewart taught him and his brother. That's what got him to the point they were at, and he wasn't throwing that jab as much. But at the same time, I saw him throw a good stiff jab, and then I saw Joshua come back and hit him with a good stiff jab. So I think it was their trade-offs. You know, like we talked about earlier in the first segment. Coming against that immovable object. Yep. They both found that each other was not immovable, and so they were going to have to try to figure out, and that's where taking your time and getting yourself together and see what's going to happen. But in the end, I do have to say this. In that 11th round, Vlad was tired. He was tired.
He was tired. I mean, he was tired. He was tired. He was hurt. I mean,
he gave it his all.
Now, let me just ask you before we talk about our closing stuff, but real quick, they signed a 2-fight. From what I understand is they didn't have a rematch clause. They actually signed a 2-fight agreement.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the way I understood it. And that's the way I understand it is they actually signed a 2-fight package deal.
Okay.
Do you feel do you feel it's going to happen? Do you think Klitschko just retire, or do you think he'll follow up with the second package, or number two? Do you think the second will be as exciting as the first?
Well, to answer your first question, I don't think they'll do it again for one reason. I think Vladimir Klitschko is one of the few guys that, at this point in his career, he's not like some of the. It's not about money for him. No. And I think in his mind, in just my opinion, for the way that fight went, I think he realized he can't beat the young boy. Okay, so why would he subject himself to another loss? The only way guys subject themselves in a rematch anyway is about money. Yeah, and that money won't be there again. I don't think. I shouldn't say that because there's a big.
The money's going to be there.
There's a big calling for it.
The money will be there.
That's right. But I'm saying no. As far as him, as far as Klitschko, I don't think the money is a deciding factor because, like I said, I don't think he wants to mess with the young boy again. I think he saw how the fight went. I think we both agreed that he gave it his all. What else could he do different? I mean, is he going to come out and bang right off the bat? Well, then it'll be over quicker. Well, he can't do that.
That's what I'm thinking. But there is such a thing as you've been in that. Don't forget they sparred before. They were sparring partners. Right. Okay. Now they were actually engaged in a real fight. Yeah. So there's such a thing that you can go hindsight. Hindsight is 20/20. We know
10
that.
seconds.
We know it. 10 seconds. 10 second. Hindsight is 20/20. So we know if he goes back, analyzes the first fight, looks at the tapes, and realizes his mistakes, he may very well say, I can correct them mistakes. Okay. I can correct them mistakes. Because you're right. I don't think it's about money with Klitschko.
Yeah.
But I really think he wants that 5th belt. I really think that's something that would last for almost forever before anyone can take that away from a heavyweight.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, don't get me wrong. If they would announce that the fight, there was going to be a rematch, I would not have any problem with that at all.
No.
I mean, it's just, I don't think this is about Joshua. I think it's about Klitschko.
So do I.
I think it's about how he feels about it, and we'll see how that goes.
And I'm going to tell you what, if they do fight again, if they actually go into that second fight agreement,
we'll watch it.
And I'm going to still be pulling for Klitschko, man. I really want him to make that history. I want him, I really would. He's well deserved.
Well, let me say this before we go. We've got a few seconds left. One thing good about this fight and being the knockdown drag out it was that we got to see is drawing Tyson Fury out of the closet now. Okay, now Tyson Fury is running his mouth saying, I can beat either one of them.
There's a joke,
and so
there's jokes at heavyweights, and there's real heavyweights.
Well, hold on now, just now. Let me, Tyson Fury, he has his issues, but man, that boy moves for big as he is. He moves around nicely.
He does.
He might pose some problems, but once again, now things have kind of opened up. Last night we got to see.
I don't think Tyson Fury is in the picture.
In the mix.
Not immediate.
No, I
think Wilder is in the mix because there was some talk. There was some talk going on as whether Klitschko might want more time, and if he would step aside money to allow a fight between Joshua and Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then he would come in and fight the winner to try to make history. I don't know if he'll take step aside money because, like you said, I don't think it's about the money, but maybe he may just want a little more time to train, to heal, to whatever. I don't know, but
well, I tell you this: what I think it's going to take, though, whatever happens in the next couple of fights, I'll say the next couple of fights for Anthony Joshua, you're going to have to take your butt over to the UK. Right now he's feeling.
Why should he? Why should he come over here to fight Wilder?
Right. I don't have to go to the United States. And Deontay Wilder said 2 weeks ago he had no problem going to the UK. So step it up, baby. Let's make it happen.
I think if that happens, and if Klitschko's okay with it and takes the step aside money, then I think Wilder has to go to the UK.
All right, we're going to end this segment, and we're going to come back with our next segment, which is going to be about the fight that we have on May the 20th, where we have United States' own Earl Spence traveling once again to the UK. He's going to take on Kell Brook. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Take a quick break, freshen your coffee, water, juice, whatever it is, and we'll be right back. Okay?
Until we're back, keep them hands up.
Keep them up, baby.